Hey, what's up? And welcome back to State of My Art Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Liorti. Thank you for joining me today for episode 35. On today's episode, I sit down and chat with Detroit-born, Southern California-based rapper Ebbie Akbar. Ebbie is a badass. She's got some great music on Spotify and YouTube. Check out her Swerve sessions on YouTube. I'll leave the link in the description, as well as some of her merch on Swinner the Gang's label's website. That's her label. It's really awesome. Some great artists on there. I don't know what was going on with me this day, but I dropped the ball a few times. I forget Ebbie's name, and then I assumed she knows Jara, but maybe it was Jesse, some former guests on the podcast. But anyways, my conversation with Ebbie Akbar happened here at the Sharp School of Music and Studio on May 19th, 2021. All right, we're good to go.
There we go.
Ebbie Akbar, welcome to the State of My Art Podcast. We're really doing it.
Hold on, Mike. It's Ebbie Akbar.
Ebbie Akbar.
There you go.
Did I say Abkar?
I think so.
Oh, man.
I forgive you, though.
All right, let's start over. I'm just kidding. We gotta keep it natural.
There you go.
Thanks for being on. Thanks for coming up.
Nah, thank you for having me, for real.
It's good to meet you. This is the first time we met.
Hell yeah, man. Good to meet you, too.
Now, you know Jara, right?
Jara?
Jara the singer? I'm pretty sure that's how you, or is it Lisa, your manager, found out about this. So maybe she just saw it, but yeah, that's...
Maybe I know her. Jara?
Jara the singer, he's actually from San Diego, and he was on, I want to say like episode 27 or 28 of the show. Good dude, good musician.
Maybe I do. I don't know. The name don't sound that familiar, though.
Okay, well,
but shout out to Jara. I'm going to check him out.
Yeah. I got him on the State of My Art podcast playlist.
There we go.
I'm putting your stuff on the playlist as well.
Appreciate the love.
Yeah, I checked out some of the stuff you have on your Instagram.
Yep.
Very cool.
Thank you.
You're out there working.
Hey, I'm doing my thing.
Yeah. So who are some of your influences? Or who are you listening to right now?
I don't listen to too much rap. I listen to like more R&B, honestly. Okay. Even though I rap, I listen to her, Summer Walker. As far as rappers are concerned, I listen to like T Grizzly and RJ, Mozzie. Those would probably be the main people I listen to.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you're in San Diego, or are you from San Diego originally?
I'm like a little hybrid baby. I'm like from Detroit, raised in San Diego, spent a lot of time in LA. So yeah, I'm just a melting pot.
Nice.
Yeah.
When did you move out west from Detroit?
I moved from Detroit when I was like 12. So like I said, I was pretty much raised in San Diego. Okay. But that's my hometown. I always show love. Do
you ever go back there and play some shows?
Yeah, I was actually back there in December, and I did a show out there.
It's December 2020?
Yeah, December 2020.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't think they were supposed to be open, but we were still doing it.
Yeah, you're ahead of everyone else. Everyone's brushing off the rust. You're already at it.
Hey, yeah, man. We just going to keep going, hit the ground running.
Good.
Yep.
Good. You play any shows around here lately?
We just played a festival, myself, and then the other members of Swinner the Gang. Shout out Ricky the Bro. Shout out Mosive. Shout out Dig Past the Juice. Shout out Kinstrumentals. But we just did a festival. It was in the Mojave Desert, actually. So. Oh,
okay. Sweet.
Not too long ago.
So sometimes you play with your group. What's your group called again?
Swinner the Gang. That's the label. So. Okay. It's individual artists, but we come together on collective projects, and we're all under that label.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, that's what Jara actually mentioned when he was on the show. Is like he loves how the rap community will be like, we're gonna get all together and have a show with everybody on the label or everyone in our crew and do collabs and can you do a verse on my song? Whereas the rock community, it's maybe a little harder to do that, or it's just everyone's kind of stuck in an old way of just like, this is our band, this is our album, we're gonna release our album. But nowadays it's like, you have to have collabs. You have to be releasing singles, waterfalling your album.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the rappers that I've had on the show, which I'm pretty sure you're the second one.
Okay.
have always kind of blown my mind with that sort of mentality of like, yeah, we sometimes hire bigger rappers to sing on our songs, so that it gets that exposure and it gets into the demographic that you're after, right?
Definitely.
Do you ever do things like that?
Yeah, coming up, I'm gonna be trying to get on a tour with Mozzie, so that's one thing I'm looking forward to. But yeah, it's just about networking and working together, I would say, and then just also doing it organically and not budging on things that you don't want to budge on as far as your brand is concerned.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, and I feel like you got a really good idea of what your brand is.
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
That's so important. That's something that I really struggle with.
You know, it just takes time, you know what I mean? It takes some self-reflection and just ultimately just the confidence and to go and do what you do and be unapologetically you. That's all it's about.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. You can't make everyone happy.
Oh, nah, definitely not.
Does that come through in your lyrics as well? Like, I'm going to be me?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. 1,000%.
Nice.
1,000%.
Good, because I'm sure a lot of the viewers are looking for an artist like that. So
yeah,
definitely.
I'm not a role model, so don't let your kids listen to my music at your own risk.
But you know what? That is kind of that is the quality of a true role model, depending on who it is. If you're getting into your maybe not for a kid trying to figure their way through grade school, but definitely once you're in your late teens and your 20s, those are the role models I was looking for. Someone who just doesn't care.
Just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Definitely. I'm gonna do what I want. So that's definitely a part of my characteristics.
Nice. What song would you say flaunts that the most of yours?
I would say probably Baby Scarface. Baby Scarface, probably, I would say, yeah.
That's the one I'm going to add to the playlist.
Hey, good. There
Baby
we go.
Scarface. Sweet. So what do you got coming up? You doing any videos? You doing any shows?
Yeah, definitely. So coming up, I'm going to be shooting a video for a single I have called Been So Long, and then also for Baby Scarface. And right now we're working on like a West Coast tour for not only myself, but Swinner the Gang as well.
Cool.
Yep.
How far are you looking to go up? The West Coast?
All the way up to the Bay.
Okay.
All the way up to the Bay, for sure.
Little California run?
Just California run, yep.
You doing Vegas or Reno?
We might slip that in there, but, I think right now my main focus is, of course, everywhere. But I think because we have such a, strong California foundation, I feel like it shines through in our lyrics and our music and our beats. We really want to get the West Coast, real strong behind us, so that's the first order of business.
Good. Cool. Yeah, you want to kind of tackle a half a gas tank at a time, too. You don't want to drive out to Arizona and realize, oh, no one knows us here.
Yeah, well, that would be okay because, one fan is one fan, and if it's one fan, that's one more than what we had. But I don't know. I think sometimes, for instance, when I go down to Atlanta, their sound and their style is so much different from ours, which is fine, you know what I mean? But I just feel like, I feel like to a certain extent we make strong West Coast music, so we're going to get the West Side behind us first, and then we're going to branch out.
Yeah, that always interests me as well, is the rap community is so different on the West Coast than the East Coast.
Yeah, definitely.
But it makes sense because so much personality comes through in rap.
Yeah.
And I definitely notice a big personality difference, not so much a musical difference in the rock world, alternative world, pop world, but definitely a personality difference between the East Coast and the West Coast.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's no surprise that it's always been West Coast sound in rap and East Coast sound in rap, because there's so much. It's pretty much all attitude, personality, and I guess character in rap, right? There's not so much melody. Now there's quite a bit of melody.
Yeah, there's a good amount of melody now for sure.
But if it is melody, a lot of times it's well, the delivery of the musicality in this melody is not even secondary. It's like way further. If anything, it's the personality behind the performance, and then we'll just slap auto-tune on it because I'm no singer.
Right.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
So I guess that, you know, that kind of has a tie between why the personalities are different West Coast to East Coast. That's my theory.
Yeah, you know, I think it just varies by region sometimes, but then I also do think people get caught up too much about like where you from. You feel what I'm saying?
Sure.
And honestly, that's like when people are talking to me musically, it's not a question that irritates me, but I'm always just like, what does it matter?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if you like my song, you like my song, because what you're asking me when you say that is like, you want me to sound a certain way. So like, you want me to sound like I'm from LA, or you want me to sound like, to compare and see if I sound like I'm from Detroit, you know, that type of rapping style, or from Atlanta. There's a certain type of rapping style, but I don't like to get caught up in that because I'm really in my own lane. I do a lot of different sounds, a lot of different melodies, but you know, like I said, we are heavily strong, you know, on the West Coast, so I definitely want to start, you know, here, homegrown, and then just kind of branch out.
Yeah, and as you gain popularity on the West Coast, there's definitely an East Coast demographic that's hungry for the West Coast, especially in the rap community.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I only ask where people are from is because, like...
Well, I mean, that's your job.
Yeah. Right. I just like to know, you know, especially, like, where you came up. It's interesting that you're from Detroit, and now... Because I kind of come from the same roots. I'm from Toronto.
Oh, nice.
And everybody expects me to sound like Toronto music, whether it's, like... quirky indie punk. The punk side is kind of quirky and indie, and then there's like kind of this big Kings of Leon sound that's I don't know what it's like there now. I haven't been there in so long, but a lot of the, you know, Canadian Music Week people that would check out Rosedale, which is my kind of brainchild, were always kind of like, you belong like on the Warped Tour, you belong on the West Coast, like you would do really well in that scene, because I was very like Blink-182, all the bands that really did well out here, and a lot of the bands that did well out here were from the East Coast. So there's that, like a lot of the pop punk attitude is I want to get out of my hometown. So a lot of bands from Philly were blowing up in LA and San Diego, like the Starting Line is an example. So I don't really think that you have to necessarily stick to your hometown sound. Right. But a lot of acts, artists, bands do. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if that's what you're into. Yeah,
definitely nothing wrong with it, you know, to each his own, but I try not to even listen to like too much rap, because I don't want to imitate people, or I don't want to take on the cadence too much of other rappers that I'm listening to. You feel me? So but yeah, to each his own. Everybody has, you know, the right to do whatever they want to do. But like I said, I like to be like play around with sounds. I don't like to really like be boxed in like, oh, this is what you have to make, or this is what you have to sound like.
The thing I also like about rappers is, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you listen to yourself a lot?
Oh yeah, all the time.
You are basically doing the work of an athlete. Athletes watch their film back all the time, watch themselves sometimes more than anyone else. They might check on their opponent from time to time, but they want to figure out how they can improve. And I've done that a lot, maybe because I just enjoy feeling proud about this thing that I've created, which I also think is important.
Absolutely.
But I'm trying to see like how I can improve. So a lot of times, especially if I'm working on a batch of songs, my Spotify library is more empty than ever, because I'm just listening to myself and I'm listening to the progress of this new stuff. Yeah. So it's kind of a catch-22, because I started loving music so much because I listened to so many other artists, and it breeded what I am now, a collection of all my influences. Yeah. But now I feel like maybe it's just because I'm older, but I struggle to find the time to listen to stuff that's similar to what I'm making.
Yeah.
And stuff that is maybe different, like new stuff that's coming out. I'm just like, I listen to me all day, like Lil Wayne.
Hell yeah. Hey, that's what you gotta do, man. Shit, you gotta love you, and you gotta be confident in you for everybody else to be. So I think it's a great thing. I listen to myself all the time.
Good.
All the time.
I mean, sometimes I'm listening to myself thinking, oh man, I get imposter syndrome. Am I even good enough as I'm listening to myself? So.
Oh yeah, I never get that. You gotta shake that mic.
Yeah, I do. I know. I know. And when I was putting out a lot of music, I was very conceited.
There you go.
This is awesome. I'm great.
Hell yeah, exactly.
This is exactly what I would want my favorite bands to be putting out.
There we go. That's the mindset.
Yeah. Just like, an athlete that's thinking, I'm going to score every shot I take.
Right. Yeah, you shoot and think it's going to go in. Same thing with us.
Yeah. So how long have you been in the game? How long have you been, ever since you can remember?
Nah, I mean, when I was younger, I would write poetry, and then I kind of got into, writing lyrics and rapping and everything, and then more structured, actually making songs and all that for a few years now. So I'm definitely pretty polished now. You feel what I'm saying? And and we almost there, reaching the goals that I'm out to reach and that I've been manifesting. So I'm just enjoying the journey.
Good. So yeah, you started writing before you started rapping, pretty much. Yeah,
definitely.
But you're still writing. How often do you write? Like every day?
Yeah, every day.
You got a routine?
Just before the day is over, I like to write at least 2 verses.
Okay.
If not 2 complete songs.
That's a good threshold. That's a good, at least.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. At least.
And sometimes it's 2 or 3 songs.
It could be more. Definitely it could be more, but my minimum is I got it before I close my eyes and go to bed, I got to at least have 2 verses done. Or nice. 2 songs, at least.
Were you doing anything before you started writing that kind of, how did you get into this? Were you I'm sick of this job or I'm sick of this?
Nah, I just always been really musically inclined ever since I was young. I always played a lot of instruments. I played the piano, flute, clarinet, so I was always music based, and I was always creative when it came to writing and writing poetry. So it's kind of I just took the 2 different loves and meshed them together, and I was good at it even from a really young age. So I just got that confidence in myself and just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it wholeheartedly and put all of my focus and energy on it.
Yeah, so you feel like this is your calling. This is what you're meant to be doing. And
oh, yeah, no, I know it. For sure.
You know it, right?
Yeah.
I should say you know it, not feel it.
Yeah.
What do you do on the side? Do you do anything on the side for now, or this is your full-time thing?
No, this is it.
Full-time thing?
Full-time.
How do you monetize, and what's your secret?
I manifest, man. I manifest.
Yeah?
I manifest. I speak my affirmations, and I don't worry about nothing.
Nice.
Other than my goal. And what I'm out here to accomplish.
Right on.
Yep.
What's your number one? I know a lot of bands are especially in my scene, selling merch is the number one thing that keeps them afloat. For someone like yourself, what do you find is working the most, or what do you at least spend your most time on?
Well, I spend my most time on music, but yeah, we got some merch like this hat I got on, Swinner Gang merch. We got a lot of new designs coming out. So, yeah, merch does us good for sure. It does me good. A lot of people support.
And that's all on the label's website, or?
Yeah, it's all on the label's website, swinnerthegang.com. Our website is actually in the process of being revamped, but it's still up right now. And then for the products, if you want to go and purchase some right now, you can also visit our label shop page on Facebook.
Nice. Yeah, I'll put all the links to
that. And Instagram, too.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave the links in the description. If people are just listening instead of watching, I'll put them up on the screen too. But yeah, all that stuff really helps.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
And it looks great. That's a great hat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our logo right there. So we got a lot of cool stuff too. We got some socks. We got a whole
Socks?
bunch of yeah, man. We got a whole bunch of new merch coming out.
Man,
so.
you guys are like what's on the tip of my tongue? Odd Futures. Their merch game is insane.
That's how shout out Tyler the creator. I don't really know too much about the Odd Future merch, but it sounds like it's a compliment. Yeah, we got socks, we got, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, different designs.
Sick.
Beanies, and it's only gonna keep growing and just becoming more and more and different designs, and yeah, we're just gonna keep rolling.
They are basically a clothing line. And I worked in a warehouse in Carlsbad that does all of their shipping for all of their store and a bunch of other artists on Warner and Live Nation. And I couldn't believe it. I ended up in customer service after, packing a lot of this stuff for the first few months. And the amount, you see all of their items, and it's like they got 10 different color beanies, socks, skateboards, trucks, wheels. It's like a skate line, clothing line.
It's lucrative.
It's unbelievable. And, a lot of bands don't realize that, like, you can get more than just T-shirts, too, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's great. Because I have too many T-shirts, but when I go see a band that I like, I'm like, I want to support them. I guess I'm getting another black T-shirt.
Right, yeah. Nah, you could get, like I said, hats, beanies, socks. Shit, we'll fuck around, do some underwear. Some, we got T-shirts. We got crew necks.
Sweet.
We're working on getting some Swinner the Gang, like, some earrings with our logo on it. So
great logo for earrings, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys pretty hands-on? Like, do you go ahead and, like, design that merch, order it, or do you have someone who manages that?
We have a design team, but, I approve of everything. I'm the young CEO, and then we have another CEO, Ricky the Bro. So, very hands-on. Nothing leaves out the door without approval. Oh,
so you are the head of this organization?
I'm the young CEO for sure. No, I didn't start it. Well, I started it with Ricky the Bro and another dude who will remain unnamed. But, shout out to that nigga. But
Did you just leave the scene after a while?
You could say that.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, like I said, shout out Ricky the Bro. He's the other CEO of it. And we just collaborate on a lot of things as far as the merch is concerned and the designs. And we're super hands-on. We pick the designs and how we want it. And like I said, we have a design team as well. So everything is very hands-on.
Sweet.
Yep.
And then you outsource the printing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Nice.
But we got a close relationship with our manufacturers too, so it's like a family.
Nice. You want to give them a shout out? Where are they at?
Yeah, of course. Wisdom Printing out there in Imperial Beach, so shout out to them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, my band's looking to get new shirts, so I'll have to check them out.
Absolutely.
Sweet. And they do your hats and socks and everything?
Everything.
Wow.
Yep.
Sweet.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yep.
And how many people would you say are in the label, and are you guys like an LLC or?
Yeah.
Wow. So
we're on paperwork.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
just two of you, right? But there's just two.
No. It's two CEOs, and but we're also artists, and then we have another artist, another artist, Dig Past the Juice, and then we have a producer, engineer, Instrumentals, Dark Kent. So it's about 5 of us.
Nice. That's important. Getting it all on paper, doing it the right way.
Absolutely.
Like, we finally did that for, the first project I've ever been a part of, where we were like, let's do this right so that we don't have to, worry about it.
Yeah.
Once some serious money starts coming in, we know how all this goes. Yeah,
definitely. I'm very business savvy.
Good.
And I look up to people like Master P. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm very, very, very involved in the business. As far as anything from contracts to royalties, everything, I want to make sure I'm very knowledgeable on everything, so nobody could screw me. Nobody could ever screw me, ever.
That's awesome. What, did you have a mentor to get you all that knowledge, or how do you even go? Because I just learned how to file my freaking taxes. No one taught me that in school, right? They don't teach you this stuff.
Yeah, they don't teach us, man. I've just always been, very hands-on, and I always want to learn, you know what I mean? So if I don't know how to do something, I'm going to look it up and I'm going to figure out how to do it. And as far as like a mentor, I don't know him, but Master P is a mentor for me. You feel me?
Yeah.
I look up to a lot of the moves he made and his formulas and his process and just his business mindset. So as far as mentors are concerned, but if I don't know how to do something, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to do some research and I'm going to find out how to do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you do all your distribution as well?
My distribution is through TuneCore.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. What distribution do you go through?
Yeah, right now distribution is through TuneCore. Ultimate goal before the end of the year is over is to have distribution through Empire and also have my label and of course myself signed as an Empire artist, but still with, you know, complete creative control and all that.
Mm-hmm. What is Empire?
It's like a distribution kind of independent label that's based in the Bay Area.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I started on TuneCore.
Mm-hmm.
Did my first 2 albums on there. And then I was like, wait, there's others that you don't have to pay annually? Because that's what was killing me.
Right.
It's like everything that I was making, especially once everything switched from like iTunes sales to pretty much just streaming.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like just making enough to pay off the annual fees on these albums. And then I heard that DistroKid didn't. So
right.
I put my next EP, again, it was called, on DistroKid. But then DistroKid was charging me annually too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, what the heck? I went here because I didn't want to pay $50 a year for an album. And now I'm paying $50 a year for this EP pretty much. Or it's like $30, but there's like a $10 add-on I had to do.
Yeah.
And now I'm realizing that I probably should have went through CD Baby, but I don't know. I could be wrong. But all my friends go through CD Baby.
Right.
Because it's like one and done.
You know you can always like switch your distributor, right?
Yeah, but then you lose all your plays, which...
Right.
I mean, at this point, I'm kind of putting Rosedale to bed and like rebranding.
But moving forward, like say for instance, if you have another album, you could distribute that with CD Baby and like start distributing the rest of your albums and stuff from this point forward with CD Baby, and you won't lose.
Really?
Just don't take like whatever you have up, keep it up, and you have to keep it with like DistroKid, let's say, if you're with them. But like if you want to move forward and you want to put out 2 more albums with CD Baby, you could do that. They're just gonna connect your artist page. You're not gonna lose your streams, and you know if all else fails, just email the contact support. You know?
Yeah, I know you can do that and like keep it within your artist page.
Right.
But I thought that if you switched the old stuff to be distributed by...
Don't switch the old stuff. You keep the old stuff if you want to keep your plays.
Yeah, that's what sucks.
But if you wanna like go forward with a different distributor, you can do that.
So I'm paying
moving forward.
I'm paying about $140 a year to keep measly numbers up.
I mean, if it's important to you, you know, swear, do what you do, but you got to do what's good for you, what's right for you.
Yeah. These are the things that I and ha over as, you know, especially in the business side of things, where it's like a lot of this just comes down to making decisions and just going for it and not really caring about the lessons you're going to learn as opposed to the failures that you might have.
Right.
So, I mean, good job on just like going for it, not caring, just looking at the future and not really worrying about the past, right?
Oh, definitely not. It'll slow you down, man.
So, are you pretty tight with the Empire people up in the Bay Area then?
No, I'm not really.
That's just your goal.
All. That's just my goal. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know a few people out at Empire. Like, shout out Big Mari Taylor. We might be working on some stuff together, but I don't really have a rapport relationship with really any Empire affiliates or A&Rs or anything like that. It's just, you know, I got a blueprint, I got a plan, it's gonna work out, and you know, I manifest and say my manifestations and meditate every day, so I'm not worried about it.
Nice.
It'll happen when it's supposed to.
And I'll do anything I can help. I'll hashtag
I appreciate
Empire.
You, boss. Thank you.
That's Thank you. You know, you got to get someone other than the horse's mouth saying it sometimes
absolutely.
too, right?
Yeah, man.
And that's a good way in, is like working with someone on their team and then potentially touring up there, playing a show up there that they're interested in coming out to see.
Definitely.
So, yeah, just keep knocking on that door.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I had to restart the cameras, but I was asking, do you do anything that's like, aside from creating the content around your brand, anything outside of like kind of like your personal brand, like a podcast or something that draws people in?
I have a segment called like Swerve Sessions.
Okay.
It's like industry beats that people want to hear me like do verses over or something like that. I got a segment coming out called Behind the Lyrics, so I'm gonna dig deeper into some of the lyrics of my songs and kind of explain behind it. I still use a lot of like metaphors and similes and a lot of different things that sometimes maybe goes over people's head.
Sure.
So I'm gonna have a segment that kind of explains a little bit more in depth called Behind the Lyrics. And yeah, that's pretty much it right now as far as that's concerned.
Is that like a YouTube thing? Or you gonna do like video or?
Yep, it's gonna be video. Yep.
Sweet.
Swerve Sessions are already out. We up to season 2. Season 2 of Swerve Sessions. Season 3 about to film pretty soon on location, so should be fun.
That's on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Sweet. Swerve Sessions. I'll follow that.
Thank you.
Yeah. That sounds pretty cool.
Yes, it's cool. Check it out.
So you take like classic beats and just freestyle over them, or you write over them?
Nah, it's like it's not classic beats, but it's like industry beats. People will submit beats that they want me to like freestyle over.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
but
what
it's
you mean by
more like
industry beats.
it's more like show based. So, but check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay,
I think you'll like it.
will do.
All right.
Does that take up a lot of your time? Are you editing all that?
No, I have a team that does that, but
Nice.
It does take it is a lot of work. Just setting up the set and all that, but it's good. I'm not complaining about it. I have a good time doing it.
Yeah, you like doing that kind of stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
See, I enjoy, kicking my drums out of here and setting all this up.
Yeah.
This is the most fun part of running a podcast. The thing that gets overwhelming, or it's not even that like long, it's just longer than you would think, is the editing.
Yeah.
Because all I really have to do is like pick what camera angle I want. But, I go over it 3 times, I duck audio here, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and before you know it, I've been sitting in here for 7 hours.
It happens, yeah.
And I'm still not done, and I still got to film an intro. So yeah, I'm like 3 weeks behind on releasing the one that I filmed 4 weeks ago, because I'm trying to release them weekly.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but it's just like, the band that I'm playing in is finally starting to pick up and start getting ready to play some shows here at the end of the month. And
congrats.
Yeah, which, that takes up, just like in anything artistically, takes up way more time than you anticipate. Working with Noah on some of his stuff, singing on his stuff, and then I'm just like, I enjoy that way more than podcasting. I enjoy this.
Yeah.
I enjoy having a conversation with new artists and figuring out, how they do things.
Yeah.
But like when I go sit down to edit, I'm like, I want to work on that new song that I've been messing around with. I want to finish our light show out there.
Yeah.
I want to finish Noah's song. Just because when I'm sitting in front of a computer, that is so much more rewarding than, oh, look at these angles of me messing up Ebbie's name. You know what I mean?
I told you, man, I forgive you. It's good. It's good.
Well, thank you so much for coming out. I'm going to keep this one short so I don't have to edit so much. Is there anything else? But I feel like we got a lot done. I feel like you're very short and straight to the point, and I appreciate that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. I ramble. A lot of my guests ramble, and I appreciate that too. But you're just like, this is how I feel about that, and that's that.
It is what it is. Yeah, man.
Anything else you want to share, shout out?
No, well, man, just shout out to you, Mike. Thank you for having me. And of course, Winner the Gang, everybody that's involved in that. And shit, show us some love. 1 fan, 1 supporter. It means a lot. And like I said, I'm Ebbie Akbar. That's on all platforms. Check me out. Check out Swerve Sessions. And yeah, feel free, slide in my DM, say what's up, tweet me, say what's up. shit, whatever, I'm always holler back, and as long as I can, send this up to as many people as I can.
Cool. And if any promoters want to book you, they can hit you up there too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I want to come see a show. Let me know when you got something around LA. I'm up in LA a lot too, or San Diego.
Same with you, man. Let me know what's up. I'm come and support you too, boss.
For sure. We'll do. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thanks again.
Yep. Thank you.
Yes. Ebbie Akbar, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Ebbie, for coming up and being on the show and sharing with us your wise, inspirational mindset of manifesting and meditation and all the things that got you the wonderful successes that you have been releasing and continue to release. Be on the lookout for more music from Ebbie Akbar. I'll leave her music in the State of My Art playlist, which is down in the description, so be sure to follow that, check out some of her music. And again, check out some of Ebbie's merch at swinnerthegang.com. I'll leave that link in the description as well. And as always, a huge thank you to my friends at Vocalese for hooking up my wonderful guests with their wonderful throat spray. If you haven't tried this stuff, you're missing out. Whether you're a singer, a screamer, a coach, if you're just using your voice a lot and you're getting hoarse or a sore throat, this stuff is magic. It's all natural. Tastes delicious, and it works. So you can get 15% off your very own bottle of Vocalese by using this link beside my head. Drop it in the description as well. And thank you for checking out this episode of State of My Art podcast. If you like what you heard or saw, please be sure to follow, subscribe, like, share it with a friend. All that stuff really helps me, and it helps you see more episodes like this one with great artists on State of My Art podcast. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.